Banking was never meant to blend in. It was meant to build trust, build culture, and build something that lasts. I'm Susan Guess, and this is Built to Matter, a podcast about brand, leadership, and building institutions and lives that leave a legacy. One of the most powerful things the marketing department inside a community bank can do is help market the small businesses we serve. When people think about bank marketing, they usually think about promoting products, checking accounts, loans, and mortgages. But community banks have an opportunity to do something much bigger than that. We can help tell the stories of the businesses in our community, and sometimes the impact of that is bigger than people might realize. I remember one of the earliest examples of this was when social media was still fairly new. Back then, the algorithms hadn't changed the way they have today, and you could reach a lot of people organically. We started simple. We would buy gift cards. We did a $50 gift card from a local business, and we'd give it away through a drawing on social media. One of the first ones we did was Red's Donuts here in Paducah. We bought the gift card and we posted the giveaway online. That single post reached 100,000 people. Think about that for a moment, 100,000 people. For a small business like Red's Donuts, that kind of reach would have been incredibly expensive if they tried to purchase that level of advertising themselves. For us, it cost $50. For them, nothing. But the most powerful part wasn't the reach, it was the comments. People started sharing what they loved about Red's Donuts. They talked about their favorite donut. They talked about how kind the people were. They shared memories of going there with their families. It became the best kind of marketing, authentic, community-driven, and a reminder of why people loved that business in the first place. Over the years, we've continued to find ways to lift up businesses in our community. For more than a decade, we've hosted our 12 Days of Christmas promotion, where we give away something every day leading up to Christmas. Most of those gifts come from local businesses, and it creates excitement around those businesses. People tag their friends. They talk about their favorite shops and restaurants. It generates buzz that many small businesses simply don't have the time or resources to create on their own. But every once in a while, something happens that reminds you that those promotions are about more than marketing. The first day of the giveaway is always a gift card to our local grocery store, Banks Market. We randomly select the winners, and sometimes when you're scrolling through the names and choosing someone, it seems to just land exactly where it's meant to. One year, a woman won the grocery gift card and later reached out to tell me what had been happening in her life. She had recently lost her job, and at that moment, she told me her refrigerator had only ketchup, mustard, and pickles. That gift card meant she could buy groceries. Think about that for a moment. A simple holiday giveaway supporting a local business ended up making a real difference in someone's life when they needed it most. Another moment, one of my favorite, happened during the final night of the giveaway. It was Christmas Eve, and in those early years, we would end with something special for families, often like something like an Xbox or a gaming system for kids, something they wanted for Christmas. That year, a family won that final prize, and I called them on Christmas Eve to let them know. They told me that their kids had asked for that exact gift that year, but they hadn't been able to afford it, and they had already explained that to the children, that they wouldn't likely see it under the Christmas tree. They could have simply stopped by and picked it up, but instead they brought the entire family to my house on Christmas Eve to get that gift. Watching those kids realize they were getting that gift that they'd hoped for was one of those moments you never forget. And again, it was another reminder that sometimes the work we do as a bank goes far beyond what people see as transactions. It's about creating moments that matter. We've also used our marketing platform to showcase businesses in creative ways. One year we created a series called It's Going to Be a Wow Christmas. We invited local businesses to come in and share what they had to offer for the holidays, kind of like morning TV. One was a boutique, and they brought in their clothing items. A florist demonstrated how to create a Christmas centerpiece. A men's clothing store brought in items at every price point because sometimes people in the community didn't realize that they could afford their items. We even featured a young entrepreneur. He had just opened a vintage and new tennis shoe store. Many people in the community didn't even know he was in business yet, but through those various videos, people were able to see what he was building. And that's the kind of visibility marketing can create. Another example happened recently, just in the last couple years. Paducah learned that it was going to get a crumble cookie franchise. The owner stopped by the bank and brought a box of cookies for our team to try. We were excited to welcome the business to town, so we took a quick photo and we posted online welcoming Crumble Cookie to Paducah. Within 3 hours, that post had reached more than 74,000 people. More than 15,000 people engaged with it. Hundreds of comments more came in, and 1,400 people shared the post. That's viral. And before long, our local television station contacted us. Crumble Cookie had a news story that night. Think about the value of that moment for that new business owner, the visibility, the excitement, the community support. For that entrepreneur, that kind of exposure would have cost thousands of dollars through traditional advertising. But because of the platform we've built through our marketing channels, we, a community bank, were able to help create momentum almost instantly. That's the power of community bank marketing. When a bank builds a strong voice in the community, that voice doesn't just promote the bank. It can lift up the businesses we serve. And that kind of support matters. It matters to the entrepreneur taking the risk to start a business. It matters to our commercial lenders working every day to help those businesses grow. And it matters to the customers of the bank who see that their bank is invested in the success of the entire community. There's an old idea in marketing that says you're not just marketing to potential customers, you're also marketing to the customers you already have. You're reminding them that they made the right choice. And when you help promote the businesses in your community, you're doing exactly that. You're strengthening relationships. You're strengthening the local economy. And you're showing that community banking is much more than about loans and checking accounts. It's about connection. And that's what it means to be built to matter.